Hey, what's up? This is Sully from Godsmack. Strap on those boots, baby, because you are now in the trenches of the war room with the one and only Mistress Carrie right here on the Mistress Carrie Podcast.
What's up? This is Joe Rogan, and you're listening to Mistress Carrie.
Her hair so lovely, pretty eyes.
Hey, this is Brent from Shinedown, and you're listening to Mistress Carrie. Hey, Carrie, go put your bra on, girl.
Hey, this is Steven Tyler, and you be listening to the baddest bitch in Boston, Mistress Carrie.
What's up? This is Aaron from Stain, and you're listening to Mistress Carrie.
Hi, everybody. This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, and you're listening to the one, the only Mistress Carrie.
Hey, this is David from the band Disturbed, and you're listening to the baddest bitch in Boston, Mistress Carrie.
Hi, Bruce Dickinson here from Iron Maiden. Yes, indeed, Miss Whiplash herself, Mistress Carrie, is here to unchain your brain.
Hi, this is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You're listening to Mistress Carrie.
This is Dennis Leary. You are listening to my favorite, Mistress Carrie.
Hey, this is Corey from Stone Sour, and you have the privilege of listening to Mistress Carrie.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's Mistress Carrie, reporting for duty from MCHQ for this bonus episode of the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. This week, episode 293, featuring Barry Kirch from Shinedown came out, but I reserve the right to release a bonus episode anytime, especially when Gavin Rossdale from Bush calls. The band's latest album, I Beat Loneliness, is available everywhere, and just this week, Bush announced the Land of Milk and Honey tour is heading to the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston on April 12th with Mammoth and James and the Cold Gun, and tickets go on sale today, January 16th. So I thought it was the perfect time to catch up with Gavin to talk about family, the album, travel, and so much more. So allow me to reintroduce you to Gavin Rossdale from Bush.
Carrie, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm good. Nice to see you. Sorry you can't see me.
No, it's all good. Thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Of course. How you doing?
I'm really good. Big tour for you guys going on sale today.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, I mean, what are we doing? We just can't stop playing. But we're so happy with the show where we got to. We had to play this record. We had to really bring this record and a full show to everyone. So that's what we thought. So we're very excited.
MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston, April 12th with Mammoth and also James and the Cold Gun, and tickets go on sale today. I saw you on this tour earlier in 2025, opening up for Shinedown at the TD Garden. And whenever I see bands in iconic venues, especially places where I grew up going to shows, you're known for going out in the crowd and running around during the show. It's a little bit harder when you're in those sold out arenas.
Absolutely. It's nuts.
I couldn't wait to talk to you about this album because when I Beat Loneliness came out, you talked about how it was probably the most personal record of your career. And one of the things you've talked about is the loss of your mom. And since I saw you last, you and I lost our moms within 3 weeks of each other.
Oh, so sorry.
I'm somewhat envious of your ability to be able to funnel all of the things we're feeling into this new album. And is it true that the album cover is a tribute to your mom?
Yeah, well, I mean, first off, I'm sorry about your mom.
And I'm sorry about yours. It sucks.
I played her one song. I played it. Everyone is Broken. I didn't, it's a bit like with my kids. With my mom, I didn't write any songs. I hadn't figured out a way to write a song about her. But I just wanted to sort of dedicate the record to her. And what it is that her favorite flowers are peonies. So I was just I was mocking up some things to show the graphic designer we work with, or was working with on this record. I've always loved doing the artwork. I've always done the artwork. I've done work, as in chosen the person and then taking their best idea that suits us. So it's not really me doing it. It's me, getting people. But this time I started to make an image. And I thought, like a real picture of a real pony is a bit soft, we're hard as well, we're hard and soft. So I was like, so I did like the Man Ray negative image. And a few things came up and I sent it along to inspire my guy. And he's like, wow, this is amazing. So it was like, it kind of stuck. And then what's beautiful about it is that it's just effortlessly there. Now, I've got to say, even though I made it myself, I know people get upset about AI. No one was up for that job. I did not have a photographer to hire, didn't have an artist to pay. It's just me figuring out, what am I going to do about this? And I just went ahead and I tried it on there, and I was like, sometimes a lot of AI images, they're getting more and more incredible every minute, but there's something, well, they're hyper real now. But at that point, anyway, I just did that Man Ray experiment. I said, do it as if Man Ray did it. And then I put the cross things, which is like, the cross is this is that family bond, it's just gently always connected, and so that's it. And what I love about it is that image has followed us and been the backdrop for meet and greets, for the album cover. The people wear it, it's on t-shirts, so it's such a poignant, deep message to me, and it looks beautiful, you know what I mean? And on a superficial level, it looks great, so I like that combo.
Recently, I had Wolfgang on the show, and obviously Mammoth is touring with you guys. And he and I had a conversation about what the experience is like as an adult to lose your parent, which is exactly what is supposed to happen, right? That's the natural order of things, as opposed to them losing us. And he and I talked about the feeling of like losing your anchor, and what a weird, I've lost both of my parents now, and I don't feel old enough to be the matriarch of the family. Like, that feels weird for me. But is it true for you that do you feel kind of unanchored when you lose a parent, or am I just the only one that feels that way?
Oh, that's a beautiful sentiment. I think there's a measurement of the love you have between, there's that, obviously, grief is the price you pay for love, right? Grief is the price you pay. So, it's about carrying people with you. For me, it's weird because it's just I used to, travel so much. I used to call them both all the time. I used to call them both every day. It's a huge part of my day. I call in the morning, always my dad. I grew up with my dad. And I call my dad every day, just check in. Wherever I was, whatever I was doing, he was always so happy to hear from me. And we always had a bit of a laugh on the phone about whatever. And he always, always, always made it about me, refused to go on about himself, like really crazy, annoying almost. And then I ring my mum and have a little chat about her. She's way more gossipy and funny, and she wasn't funnier than him, but she's gossip, there's always like dramas going, this is funny, your sisters, don't say anything, always like this. But so I miss those. I find myself, going, and I realized, I reach for I don't get to the point where I actually reach. My brain twitches to do it. And so that reprogramming is quite hard, of like, you really have to let go. I'm terrible at letting go, I've come to realize. And so letting go is really hard. But I suppose you just take all the memories with you in your heart, and that's where we go. That's where people, I know I'm an atheist. So I think when people die, they go into the hearts of those that remember them.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's very strange. And like for the last 10 years, my mom lived with me. And so even walking around the house and her not being here is very strange for me as well. It's like that muscle memory. It's weird. And now you're the patriarch of your family. It's weird. Like my brain doesn't feel like I'm old enough to be that responsible.
Yeah, it was weird because I grew up, and all the way throughout my sort of youth and stuff like that, I was, people felt really bad for me because, I was trying to make it with music. I was painting houses. I was earning no money. I had no future, no prospects. I was trying to write songs. No one knew. And so I wasn't the black sheep, but I mean, in terms of like achievement, I was a black sheep. I was nothing, I didn't have a job. So what was weird about finding success and, with Bush and having, selling records, is that I got moved into a position of patriarchy just to be benevolent to people, to my family, and to help everyone as they needed help, And my dad was like, my parents were divorced from when I was very young, so they had no contact. So with my mum and that side, I've got sisters. I just always felt a bit like that, a bit patriarchal, And then I got loads of kids here. One left today, my eldest.
Are you okay? Because my stepdaughter is a freshman in college right now,
Right.
And moving her into the dorm got me in the feels. It was weird.
No, I actually offered to take him up there. He's moved to San Diego with his girlfriend. And I offered to help him and take him. And then he was like, no, it'd be fine. So I thought it was cramping his style. Then I heard her parents are going. And then I heard I had 2 days of work anyway. So now I'll go next week. So the guy that helps me run everything around here, he's gone with him and settle him into the place. And in fact, a guy used to be my painting boss. The guy was the boss of my painting. It wasn't even a firm, it was him. But I painted for him £50 a day. And now he's worked for me for like, when I got a house, I said, can you paint the house? And then he painted the house, and then he just stayed on and working for me. So that was it, 30 years ago. He gave up painting the same time.
Isn't it crazy? You think about how independent we were growing up, and then you see the kids that are that age, and you're like, they're so young. What are they doing?
So young, they can't do anything, they can't. I mean, like my 11-year-old was asking to go out on a bike, actually on an e-bike with his buddy, and I was like, hell no. He went to his friend's house. He said, I want to ride his e-bike. He came back and he said, oh, Dad, we had a really good time, a weird experience. We went down onto Hollywood and these kids were saying, could they have a go on our bike at 7-Eleven? I was like, what are you doing on Hollywood? You've never been anywhere. I was losing my mind. But no, they're so, it's a different time. I mean, my God, I left home when I was 17 and, it's a whole different time. I mean, I hated him leaving. I'm crushed. He left 2 hours ago. And I was like, oh, no, I was excited for him. I was like, oh my God, I looked after him for the best part of 20 years, you know.
Yeah, it's very painful when you leave, when either you see them pull out of the driveway or you leave them like we did moving her into the dorm. It was like, are we okay to leave?
Oh, God.
Last time you were on the show, you were in development on your cooking show. Since then, the first season is out. Yeah. Did it come out the way you wanted it to? Were you happy with it?
It's an incredible journey. It's an incredible journey. I'm happy with the terrible way that it came out because nobody saw it. But it's going to work in my favor because they're working on a second season now with a different company. We left that company. We work with a different company, and then they go around. Apparently in TV, this is how it works. It's called windows, right? So what happens is that was the first window, and nobody really saw it that much because nobody had the Vizio TVs. And the Vizio, they said, bring it out in March. Okay, March. When's it available on demand? Oh, August. Well, that's a little disconnected, isn't it? So nobody gets to see it. So it's a weird one because it's still great. And the only people saw it on my Instagram. So they've seen clips, which is basically what most people see anyway, you know, of everything, you know. And so the second window will be where they go around and they say, here's season 2 and look at season 1. And they bundle them and then people will see that together. So I'm afraid it's sort of, I'm living proof of just don't give up, people. Don't give up. Don't let go of the rope. That's the secret to life, you know. I used to do a lot of water skiing, and the secret to that is do not let go of the rope.
We talked a lot about food when you were on the show, and you're coming back to Boston. Big news in the city. We finally got our first Michelin restaurant.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Boston is catching up because you were talking about all the great cities for food because musicians are the best traveled people on the planet. So when you're looking for advice on where to go eat, you ask people like you because you've been everywhere. Well, Boston is finally catching up because just in the last couple of weeks, we got a Michelin restaurant. So when you guys are in town in April, there's good meals waiting for you.
Great. I mean, I'm not, you know, like Michelin. I mean, I don't like it when it gets too fancy. I'm not really a tasting menu kind of guy. I'm like a regular, but I like to just have authentic cuisine made with like people that care about it. That's it. You know, really care that you have a great time. And then I'm just down. It's so fun. And like a wasted meal is just like, that is a crime. A wasted meal is like, oh my God.
There are food people like you and I. My husband doesn't get it. We went to Rome for our wedding anniversary in August, and I couldn't put enough food in my mouth because it tasted so good. And he was like, yeah, this is pretty good. And I was like,
There you go. What anniversary was that?
It was our 5th wedding anniversary. We've been together for almost 10 years, but it was our 5th wedding anniversary.
Beautiful,
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, and every bite, I was like, "Oh my God, this is so good!" And he was just like,
when I played in Rome, we did a show in Rome, and when we came the night before, we arrived, and a friend of mine, was a tennis player, he organized this restaurant for us. So it took everyone from the airport. Where there's 4-hour meal from 11 at night till 3 in the morning. They went out the next day, and I couldn't eat. And my friend Joe was there, and he was wild. He was actually working with the Vatican police. So we got to go to the Vatican.
Oh, I went too. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. He was lucky enough because he can go backstage. So I saw the Pope's garden, saw the Pope's cat, that Pope then, who passed away. And I went for dinner with him before the show, and I was like, I'd had a couple of but anyway, I've never been more full on stage. I mean, my first 5 songs, I felt like a weeble. I was like, what am I doing? I scoffing. Oh my God. It was, I never forget, literally had to play 5 songs before I just, could kind of God. It was
You have to beg
intense.
for mercy. They feed you too much, but it's a good problem to have.
That's my fullest I've ever been on a stage. No, I don't like to be full on stage. I like to, have eaten a couple of hours earlier, so I'm not hungry or thinking about food, but I do not like to be, fat guy, satisfied.
You can't help it in Rome. It just is what it is.
Yeah, small fun fact. I went to an incredible restaurant in Rome when I was there, one of them, which was because of an intestine. Next to the abattoir, they have a restaurant that specializes in intestines. And I had an intestinal grill just to kind of try it out.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Tripe alla Romana. It's all those the tripe in Parma. Yeah, they do it right.
I grew up in an Italian family, and the tripe thing never got me. It was, I guess maybe if it's cooked well in a good restaurant, but it was one of those things where I was like, can we just leave that part to the dogs?
Yeah. It's tricky. You got to cook it right, but in Rome, they got it right.
Yeah.
Just a Roman dish.
Well, tickets are on sale today. I'm so excited you guys are coming back to Boston, and you're bringing Mammoth and James and the Cold Gun with you. So we'll see you at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in April. Well, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you in April.
Oh, it's great to see you. All right. Thanks, Barry. All the best.
See ya. There he is, Gavin Rossdale from Bush. The band's album, I Beat Loneliness, is available everywhere. And linked in the show notes of this episode is the corresponding playlist, so you can check out some of the music. I make a playlist for every episode of the Mistress Carrie Podcast that features all of my guest music and all the artists and songs that we referenced in the interview. You'll also find the link for Gavin's first appearance on episode 180 of the Mistress Carrie Podcast and the link to buy tickets to see him at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway on April 12th. And of course, you'll find all of Gavin's links, all the Bush links, and all the Mistress Carrie links. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Plus, every weekday, you get the Sit Rep. The Situation Report gives you all your rock news, music headlines, and entertainment updates in about 5 minutes. And you never know when we're going to release a bonus episode. Join me live every Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern for my weekly streaming video show, Cocktails in the War Room, and you can always find me on the radio. Get the details on all of that and more at MistressCarrie.com. The Mistress Carrie Podcast, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network.